This is a Rich being easy, and I was doing 2 more tyres today for the Kia Soul, which I didn't have to buy, which is nice. Am I still ahead of the deal? Yes. I've got 17 minutes of video that I need to crunch down into about 10 to 12. Otherwise nobody's going to watch it. But hopefully this will be a definitive work where I show mostly everything. Using the laser level to set my balance stand properly. As you can see, I've got the laser going. This is a 4-foot long level. It shows level in the middle. And the laser beam is pretty well near that top edge all the way along. And here is it the other direction. Got it pretty level, it's all the way at the top. Maybe a little off at this end, but you know, that's close enough. And getting the base plate level is very important, otherwise it's going to throw off your balance readings. I have added bits of MDF and I've riveted them in position. You can see they're quite beaten up nicely. That's to stop the aluminum rims getting scratched. Bungee cord. This one keeps it in place while I'm shifting it around, putting it in storage. There's the bungee above in the up position. What this does, it holds the lever arm up because this always dangles in the way of the tyre, so that holds it up. Got a piece of vinyl on here, just also to protect the surface of aluminum wheels when I'm putting it on this otherwise steel frame. And I've got a cutout for that. Plywood here, which I'll put a slot in. So I can put that on top, again for alloy wheels so I don't scratch stuff up. Then I can put all the regular stuff on top. These bits here. Okay, this is my Mark IV tyre changer. I've got the Rabaconda head on this end for motorbike wheels. Still using this for bead braking. That's about all it's good for. Tyre levers. I've got one end taped up. I'm going to try and use that if my bead stopper doesn't prevent the bead from following me around. Valve, tool. These are very handy. They keep the bead depressed into the drop center on a wheel, and they're spring loaded, so I can almost use them one-handed. Tyre lube, 50-50 mix, Murphy's oil, soap and water, tape for measuring out of balance, tape on weights, centric rings. This one was for the Silverado, I used 2 of them. This one's going to be for today's Kia Soul, just one needed. This is my 2.5-inch steel balancing ball, which I can now use with the centric rings, tape, marking the balance spot on the wheel. And if I have trouble getting the beads on, I have not tried this yet, but I've got a 16-inch bicycle inner tube, and apparently that can stop a bead leaking while you're trying to get the tyre on. I don't think it's going to happen on today's tyre. And of course the last thing you need is a nice little hydraulic jack to go under the car, pick up some part of the subframe, suspension, whatever, to give it a lift rather than the flimsy edge, and also a torque wrench. And for today's Kia Soul it's going to be 85 foot-pounds. And I finally did get a compressor to replace my foot pump, which took a long time to pump up a tyre from 0. This is much better. They claim it's portable, but it's bloody heavy, so I've got it on a moving dolly. This one I'd already pre-modified to put my oil drain pan on. And then there's my personal equipment, knee pads. No more groveling on knees, especially after I've had a knee replacement. And the other thing, sweatband. Yeah, it's starting to warm up here in Phoenix, so sweatband keeps the sweat out of my eyes. Yay. Here's a handy tool for getting the valve core out. Right, here we go. We're going to do some bead braking now. That's what the bar that came with the Harbor Freight is good for, nothing else. And I'm just going to put some lube on it, because the lube does help get the tyre off. I might have to go around a couple of times. Right, here we go. Oh, actually, not bad. It got it off a little ways, so we'll turn it. Hit it next to it. Don't have to get it off in one go. Just work it off, and it's off. You can actually stomp the other bits to push it off. So the valve is right here, and it does have a TPMS inside the rim. So I want to start this about here so that I can get the bead out and away from the TPMS. And I've got the depressors in to keep the bead down into the drop center of the tyre, and then we'll just whip this around. Pull that up and over. We can try my fancy tool in here, if it will go.
To protect the sensor.
That's to stop this part of the bead from going that way. So we'll lift this up, start turning. Okay, here. We can just pull it out. It doesn't need to be in there anymore. That's just to get the bead up over onto the tool. Now I can just whip the tool around. Pull this out. The other one is self-ejecting, which is just great. And that's the top bead off. Right, so we're grabbing the second bead now. Pulling it up. Oh, I need to put my bead stopper in. See, it actually worked the first time round. We'll try it again. Right. Yep, go and pull it around.
Want your hand in there?
Yep.
Come off there.
It's off. So not so bad, huh? Right, so this tyre says inside right here, so this is going to be the inside edge that we're putting on, so we're going to lube that up. I'm also going to put a little bit on the inside. Any luck, we can just do that, but I don't think we're getting lucky today. So, no luck today. There it goes. Thank you. It just takes a little bit. Sometimes, especially with alloy wheels, alloy can be sticky on the rubber, and it's a little hard to get on. So now we're just going to lube up the outside. There's no light spot marking on this tyre, so we can't actually line up a heavy spot on the rim with a light spot in the tyre, which would be my preferred way, but apparently this tyre is perfect. We'll see how that works out. So this is what we've got, the valve here. That's where you want to finish putting the tyre on. So we're starting as close to the valve as we can get. Now we're going to push the tool around this way. Now it may bump up over this little edge here. So now it's sticking down. Yep. Go on. I'll just stick another one of these in, it just helps. You have to lift it a bit. Yep, go over.
Ooh.
Hang on. This is the tight spot, so we're doing okay. Do you want to
Keep going. There it goes.
And it's on. Yay! Probably the back one's going to seat first. and then this top one's going to seat right on this side. I did put the valve in so it is slower, and there's the compressor kicking in. It's pretty quiet. Back one is on.
Here it goes, boom!
Kaboom! There it is. So it's going down that way. So let's see if we can find the low spot, the heavy spot on the wheel. It's probably around this side.
Yeah, right there.
I think we're pretty close to the heavy spot. So I'll stick a couple of weights on the opposite side and see if we can balance it. Okay, so I put 3/4 ounce weights on the other side. See what happens at 90 degrees. I think I may have it. It's settling right on this edge. Right on this edge here. So I've put the weights on. Line it up where the weights are. Yeah, it's drifting on and off that edge. Alright, so this is where I had the weights, so I'm going to put the little bit of tape there on the outside of the tyre, so when I turn it over I know where to put the weight. Right, so this is where we found the spot to go for the weights. So I'm going to stick them on this surface of the tyre that I've already cleaned, because this is near the centre of gravity for the whole wheel assembly. So putting them there means you probably won't get dynamic vibration. You might, this gets rid of static, but there's a dynamic vibration that putting it here avoids. That's the Kia reshot on the front. Did rear tyres the other day. So it's all done, all back together. And no balance test yet, but I'm sure that will be absolutely fine.